Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really going to unpack the impact of Husein Esufally. He's a major figure in Sri Lanka's business world.
Absolutely, a very significant player.
Yeah, so we've gathered quite a bit sources on his corporate work, investment moves, even his philanthropy. Our goal is basically to give you a shortcut, a clear view on how one person can really influence, a whole corporate scene. Okay, let's unpack this.
Sounds good. Where should we start? Hemas.
Let's start there. His journey really kicked off at Hemas Holdings PLC. He spent, 19 years leading their FMCG division, fast-moving consumer goods.
That's right, 19 years. He essentially built that consumer franchise, establishing a really solid base.
And that groundwork, how crucial was that leading into his time as CEO?
Oh, absolutely critical. Then from 2001 to 2014, he was CEO.
Right, 13 years.
13 years. And during that time, Hemas just transformed. It went from being privately owned to, a blue-chip company listed on the Colombo Stock Exchange.
A big step.
Huge. And the numbers show it. Revenue and profits shot up nearly tenfold under his leadership.
Okay, so a massive impact as CEO. But what I find really interesting is what happened after that. He moved to non-executive chairman in 2014. And then later, in 2020, they brought in an external CEO, Kasturi Chelaraja Wilson. That seems like a significant governance move.
It absolutely was. And, it wasn't just a random decision. What's fascinating here is that it was guided by a family constitution they adopted back in 2013.
A family constitution. Tell me more.
Well, it's essentially a framework designed to maintain harmony, manage succession planning smoothly, and crucially, allow professional managers to handle the day-to-day.
I see. So the family keeps strategic oversight.
Exactly. While letting the pros run the operations. It's quite a forward-thinking approach for ensuring long-term stability, especially for a family-controlled business.
And he's still in that non-executive chairman role now, overseeing the core stuff like FMCG and pharma.
Yes, that's his current role. Strategic oversight continues.
Okay, so leadership covered. Now let's talk investments. The Esufally family's strategy with Hemas. Here's where it gets really interesting for me.
Yes, their investment approach. It's quite dynamic.
Right, because they hold a big stake, over 65%, which suggests long-term commitment.
Definitely. A controlling stake, very much value-driven, long-term thinking.
But then you see these two actions. In September 2021, the family actually bought more shares, 10 million of them, from a foreign investor who was leaving.
And Husein Esufally himself said they got them at a, quote, significant discount to the true value, seizing an opportunity.
Okay, buying low makes sense. But then, back in March 2015, they did something different with their rights issue. They didn't take up all their entitled shares.
Correct. They deliberately held back.
Why would they do that if they believe in the value?
Well, the stated reason was specific: to allow wider participation, bring in more foreign and domestic investors to raise capital for what they called transformational growth opportunities.
Okay, so it wasn't a lack of confidence.
Not at all. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's not contradictory. It shows a really sophisticated, sort of adaptive strategy. They raise capital for big growth when needed, even if it dilutes them slightly, but they'll consolidate control when shares look cheap.
So it shows deep confidence in the long run.
Precisely. Balancing growth funding with value opportunities.
Financially, Hemas seems strong. I saw figures for FY 22-23, LKR 113 billion in revenue.
That's right, LKR 113.940 billion, and about LKR 5 billion in net income. Profitability margins were strengthening too.
And they did a share subdivision, making shares more accessible.
Yes, another strategic signal to the market, broadening the investor base. It all points to pretty solid financial health and confidence.
Okay, so Hemas is central, but his influence goes beyond that board, right? What other roles does he hold?
He does. He's currently the chairman at J.L. Morison's group, and he's also involved in education, sitting on the board of management for the Postgraduate Institute of Management.
Right, and I think I saw mention of Janashakthi Insurance.
Yes. He was chairman there starting around April 2016, but current public info doesn't seem to list him anymore. It just shows how these roles can change over time. Affiliations evolve.
Sure, that makes sense. Now, shifting gears a bit.
Yeah.
Beyond the corporate titles, there's a whole other dimension, social responsibility.
Yes, very much so. For Husein and the wider Esufally family, it's not just an add-on. Their sources say it's guided by that same family constitution we mentioned.
Really? It's codified like that?
Apparently so. Explicitly mentioned with several social projects.
Can you give an example?
A really strong one is the Hemas Outreach Foundation. Their mission is focused on creating an inclusive world for children.
How do they do that?
Two main ways. Early childhood care through their Piawara preschools. They've set up 69 of those across Sri Lanka.
Wow, 69.
Yeah, significant reach. And they also support differently abled children via the Ayadi National Center. That opened in 2020, the first center of its kind in the country.
Iwayati Center. That sounds important.
It is. The foundation overall between these initiatives has apparently touched over 70,000 lives. So it's quite a tangible, broad impact.
So, pulling all these threads together, what does this all mean for you, listening?
Well, I think Husein Esufally's portfolio, it really shows a leader who's managed to blend sharp business thinking with a real sense of broader responsibility.
Building both financial strength and social value.
Exactly. Cultivating resilience on the business side and making a measurable social contribution.
Quite a comprehensive picture.
It is. And, this raises an important question, something perhaps for you to think about.
Go on.
How might this kind of integrated approach, having a clear family constitution, a really dynamic investment strategy, and a strong philanthropic arm, how could that serve as a model elsewhere for long-term sustainability and, positive societal impact in other companies or contexts?
That's a great closing thought, a really holistic way of looking at corporate stewardship, definitely worth reflecting on.